Here we go. Hello my loves, Tony here from TL Yarn Crafts, and if this is your first time on my channel, welcome, and if not, then welcome back. Today we are finally doing a room tour. It's been requested several times and I've not wanted to do it because I didn't want to clean up at all, and I didn't really clean up this time either, but it's walkable. We'll say that. This is actually the perfect time for me to be doing a room tour because I am moving in just a few weeks. The day I'm filming this is June 9th and we'll be moving on the 23rd, so I really need to get a move on packing all this stuff up. This is kind of my last chance to show it all to you. I'm really at this point where I have kind of a love-hate relationship with this space. I love how I've been able to personalize it. I love that when I look around, I can see my touch on everything in this space, and I've made it functional for my day-to-day because not only do I do my YouTube videos here, I store all the yarn for my designs here, I do all of my computer work in this room. Everything related to my business starts and ends with this room. But the cons are that the room is way too small. I've organized this space around the yarn as opposed to organizing my stash around my needs. And I have this thing where when I have a lot of space to fill, I have the urge to fill it all. So I know I have way more craft supplies, yarn than I need, and I'm excited to get to this space where I will purge and kind of scale it down. So this room has really served its purpose, and I'm excited to get out of here to let somebody else experience this space. We actually did purchase our very first home, something that I didn't think we'd be able to do for quite a long time, but thanks to every single one of you watching and everybody who's ever supported my business, we have finally made it to a place where we can have a space to call our own, and I'm really looking forward to setting up my studio there. So without further ado, grab something to drink, grab a project, and get ready for a very chatty room tour. There's a lot to see in here, and I kind of want to explain some of my thought process behind some of this, because as I've opened up drawers and opened doors throughout this space, I'm like, why do I still have this? If I need to explain it to myself, I'm gonna try my best and explain it to you too. All right, friends, let's start the tour, and I'm not gonna bury the lead here. We're gonna start with my Dreambox. Alrighty, so this is my Dreambox. It was gifted to me by my friends at Create Room, I think like 4 years ago. I've made a lot of content around it, and it really is the nucleus of my craft space. If my computer, desk, and everything is right here, my Dreambox makes sure that everything stays within arm's reach. There's a lot to see in here, so let's get to it. The Dreambox has multiple kind of wings to it. So there's this wing here, there's the center, and then the wing over there. On this first wing, I've got just kind of some bits and bobs, buttons, the backs to pins, some rattles that I put inside of amigurumi, and some more buttons. Here's part of my yarn stash. This is Landscapes Breeze, which is actually sold out. I talked about it in one of my yarn style review videos, and like as soon as that video went live, it was gone. I don't know what happened. Some of my hand-dyed yarn, a lot of stuff from Sorella because I can't resist. I feel like her color palette and mine are exactly the same, so I can never resist getting stuff from her. I've also got some hooks down here. So these are just my regular Susan Bates hooks. And then I ordered an entire set of hooks from Crochet Styles. They're acrylic hooks, gold and pink glitter. And then there's this column, which is pretty important because it holds a lot of the stuff I use on a daily basis. It's got all of my crochet hooks, which I actually keep inside makeup brush holders. I've got a lot more hand-dyed yarn right here. So this right here is one of those like long time projects that I've had going for a really long time. I'm planning to make a gigantic granny square afghan. So I've taken mini skeins and leftover hand-dyed yarn and turned them into granny squares. So they live right here. So I've got 30 in this pile, 26 in this pile. I think I'm trying to get to like well over 100. So we'll see how that goes, but that's just kind of a lifelong project I've had going. If we continue down here, more hand-dyed yarn. I kind of decorate with it. It's my thing. Tina hanging out with me, Dina actually. This little plaque that says "Be Brave," I think I got this from Joanne a while back, but I use it to hide my candle obsession. I went pretty crazy for the subscription service from Jackie Aina when she came out with her candles, and she really doesn't miss, even though she uses a lot of vanilla, which is not my favorite, but love candles. More hand-dyed yarn. I can't get enough. These are my junk drawers. So I've got wool wash, matches, some swatching. This was supposed to be a shawl at some point, and I held on to this swatch because I'm like, I'm gonna do something with this one day, but I haven't, so it still lives here. Lots of pins, gauge rulers, just junk that I use on a regular basis that doesn't really have a home. More stuff to make my space smell good. I've got a candle, some incense in here. And then this is where all of my Tunisian crochet hooks live. I've got a few sets here. These are cords. In here, I've got more sets, my Chai Goose sets in here, my Clover set, my Vicky Howell set. I have a lot of loose Tunisian crochet hooks in here as well. More Tunisian crochet hooks. Nothing is organized in this drawer. I don't know why. I've just never bothered, and I really, really should because I love this stuff. Even more hooks. I've got the TLYC set that I don't think I've ever used. I really need to get rid of, but they're just so pretty. More Denise hooks are in here as well. This is just a bunch of odds and ends. So I've got pom-pom makers, Velcro, a neck light. Like, I don't really know what's going on in here, but I think I need all this stuff. I've got a scale and a camera in here, the scale for shipping stuff and the camera for when my nephews came to visit, and I took way too many pictures of them. This drawer is a few more Tunisian crochet hooks, and a lot of my knitting needles are in here. So I have 2 TLYC sets. Wait, is that right? I do, oh my God. And I never knit. Why do I have these? I never freaking knit. Why do I have 2 sets of the same needles? Send help, something's wrong with me. And the bottom drawer is just odds and ends, like wood and paper stuff. So they're like my leftover wedding invitations are in here. I've got some jumbo spatulas, some wooden dowels, some pipe cleaners. I was probably doing some craft projects and then lost interest, so those just live here now. So next to this kind of main area right here, there's these short little shelves. So next to the main area here, I do have this row of super skinny shelves. Top shelf has my crayons, which I don't think I've ever even opened that box. This shelf has all of my colored pencils. I got some kind of nice ones from Blick, I think, and then also my Crayola colored pencils. This one has some pens that my friend Gwen sent to me, as well as some thank you cards. I do love to send and receive snail mail. I usually have a few just blank cards. Whenever I'm thinking of someone, I'll send them a card. This one's got a bunch of tape. Oh, I made these bobbins for this style craft yarn that I used for my Autumn Granny Afghan. Absolutely love those, and I don't know why I'm keeping them, but I just think they're super cute. Also, some of my old business cards. Wait, get a load of this. I've had several iterations of my business cards over the years, so I try to hold on to some just to see how much I've grown and changed. So this one was like super corny. I thought it looked like a PowerPoint presentation, but it got the job done. This one I liked a whole lot better. I got these printed at Vistaprint, but that is my old logo. And I say that like I have a new one, but I don't. But this is, yeah, this is how I made moves at craft shows, y'all. Your girl was doing a thing. So in this drawer, I've got some pencils as well as some pins back here. Around the Table Yarn, it made pins for me when I came to teach, and I thought they were so cute, so I just keep them. Next drawer, I've got a stapler that I bought because I needed it one time, but you'd be surprised how little you use a stapler as an artist. I think I've stapled maybe 2 things in my entire artist life. Down here is where the yarny stuff starts. So I've got all of my stitch markers, and you can see there are a lot of them. I have every type because I use stitch markers for everything. And down here is some of my sewing stuff. So I used to thread these labels onto all of my hats, but I don't really do that anymore. I've also got some googly eyes and some little bear snouts in here from when I made a little teddy bear for a friend. Here is my pencil sharpener. I personally believe that everyone should have one of these. There is nothing more satisfying than sharpening a fresh stack of pencils. It makes your whole room smell good. Down here, I have just extra crap, some tape measures. I've got tapestry needles, cable needles. I think they came with like some stuff that I bought off Amazon. I've literally never used them. Then I've got my little washi tape dispenser here. I love this little thing. I've had a lot of the washi tapes in here for ages, well longer than one is probably meant to have washi tape. I love them and I don't want to waste them, so I keep using them. Now we've come to the center area. This is the area that I like to keep kind of nice and tidy because it tends to be the background for a lot of my YouTube videos. This little set of love blocks I got from Joanne like ages ago, and I thought they were so cute, so I just left them here, decorating with more yarn, obviously. And then I have several copies of my book, the Tunisian Crochet Handbook, because I'm obsessed with it, and I think you should get one. Links down in the description. I've got my massive, massive, massive pile of books. So many books. I'm gonna go through these slowly. I've talked about a lot of my books before, and these are the books that I like to use when I'm designing. I also have my old design notebooks. This one, I think, is the one that I used when I was writing my book. So I had like a whole list of the types of patterns that I wanted to create and marked them off. And this sticker came from Jake from Ken Yarn, and I just thought it was so cute. Like, I just had to put it on my notebook. Yeah, lots of design notebooks up here. I also like to keep magazines. I am missing number 6 from the Recrochet magazine. I am devastated about it, and it like makes my skin crawl every time I look up here, so I need to get number 6. And then if we go down, we kind of have this like hidden area that I try to ignore most of the time. My laptop is down here, as well as these postcards that my publisher made for me. They're super cute postcards. I just haven't had a chance to use them yet, so like they just get stored down here because like whatever. These are some Bella Coco hooks that I bought ages ago that I'm planning to review, just haven't gotten to it yet. I also do like a word a day, and the ones that I really like I hold on to back here. So there's a whole stack of those. This is a gift that my friend Erica purchased for me. She knew one day that I'd be buying a house. She kind of manifested it for me. So she bought me this cute salt and pepper shaker and these little salad claws, which I'm like, yeah, I eat salad. Sure. Bring it on. More candles because I'm obsessed. Moving right along to this last leaf here, I'll kind of go through the short areas. So I've got some hot glue sticks here, decorating with more yarn. Nothing on that shelf. I'm very proud of myself that I've left that empty. But there's yarn here, pom-poms here, and here. It's a really pretty, like super soft blue one that I got from Parker Avenue Knits. I don't know when I'll ever use this, but like, gosh, look at that. The halo on this is fantastic. More yarn. And here I have like some craft supplies. Nothing there. I've got checks because I do official things as well. And then here's where I started storing my extra mini skeins because I was running out of space. And then I've got a ton of yarn storage here. Hand-dyed, minis, random crap, leftovers from my temperature blanket, leftovers from this big sampler Afghan that I was working on, more hand-dyed yarn, more hand-dyed yarn. My calendar that I wish I used more, but I don't because I'm not organized enough. I've got a couple more random bins. This is always for when I'm feeling very artistic and motivated. So I have lots of different adhesives in this drawer. I've got hot glue guns. I've got liquid adhesives. I've got these really cute patches that I got from Joanne. I've got chain because I was gonna make a series of bags, but I never got around to it. And then in here, I've got a lot of beads because when my husband and I were in the house together, I was trying to come up with activities for us. So we made bracelets. That was really fun. There's a lot of ribbon in here as well, and just like random odds and ends, just stuff that I haven't used in ages and I really should get rid of. Here are all of my punches and jewelry supplies, and then even more pom-poms because your girl can't get enough. More hand-dyed yarn. I don't even know what company most of these came from, but I put them together because aside from this pink one, I thought the rest of these might look good together in a blanket, but we'll see if I ever get around to it. Lots of paper in here, cardstock, plain paper, tissue paper, more paper, labels, black cardstock, I'm not sure why. These are Crochet Academy pins. I have my Oops pins that say 2012 and then the right ones that say 2021. More design notebooks in here. So this folder right here is actually my very first design notebook. And I never got rid of it, but it has all of the designs that I originally had for my craft shows and like everything that I started with that didn't even turn into for sale patterns. Everything's in that notebook. I did make an effort to organize my minis, so I organized them by color. These are all my fingering weight minis. Well, not all of them, but these are the pink and yellow ones. And then here I have the green, blue, and purple ones. This drawer has like my fancy minis, not necessarily fancy, but they have just different ones. So like my DK minis, that set over there was gifted to me by a friend. And then this one is sparkly minis. And then my last bit of minis are down here as well because again, I am obsessed, literally cannot get enough. And I can't talk about my Dreambox without going through every single thing that I keep on top. This is more so a decorative space than a functional space. Going from right to left, I have these cute little bobbins. Again, they're decorative. I've got this random llama that I think I found at Joanne. I've got this diffuser that I've literally never used, but I really like it. A whole set of colored pencils because I told myself I would do more coloring, which I never did, but I'm glad they're here. So one day when I change my mind and actually color, I'll be ready. I have these We Are Knitters kits up here because I did design one kit with them that I absolutely loved. So I have a couple kits, but I can part with those. They'll probably be in like a D-stash or a giveaway someday. We'll see. These cute little guys were gifted to me by a fan that came to one of my classes at So to Speak. So thank you for those. And then here is a little experiment I've got going. I've been keeping the ends from some of my larger projects. This set of ends came from the Autumn Granny Square Afghan. These ends are from my temperature blanket from last year. I don't think these are all of the ends because I started collecting the ends probably about mid-year. This is mid-year to the end of the year. And then these are the ends from my current temperature blanket. You'll notice by the small amount of them that I still have a lot of ends to weave in. That'll happen one day. And I just thought it would be cute to hold on to these so I can have some memories of the larger projects that I've been working on. I've I've got some yarn that I've had since my very first visit to Vogue in like 2016. I have this cute little pig that I crocheted from a Menagerie of Stitches book. Hey girl, hope you're well and your next book is going swimmingly. I have this cute little flower thing that I think my husband gave to me. I feel like there was something significant about it. Forgive me, I do not remember. And then I have these Skipies, I still can't say it, I'm sorry, Katona color pack that was gifted to me when I went to Around the Table Yarns. It's the very last thing they gave me when I was going out to my car. And when she said you could have a color pack, I was like, oh my God, thank you. Just the idea of having this in my home, I don't know, it feels like something I ticked off my bucket list. I'm very excited to break that open one day. So that is my Dreambox. Absolutely love it, but I actually am getting rid of it as part of my moving process. I've loved having it here and it is literally a godsend for my day-to-day workflow, but I really want the chance to create a new vibe in this new space. Like there are certain things that I want out of that space and I feel like the Dreambox cover your ears, sweetie. I feel like it's gonna get in the way. Now that's no disrespect to the Dreambox. I absolutely adore this thing. And if I was going into a larger space, I would probably keep it, but I just don't want it to be the focal point of my studio anymore. I'm gonna bless its journey and I'm gonna let it go. I already have somebody who's gonna come pick it up. I'm gonna get it emptied out, get it dusted, say a little prayer over it, and let it go to its new home. I'm really excited to see what my new space is gonna look like. So this, she gotta go. Moving right along from the Dreambox, here we have the command center. This is where I spend like 95% of my time while I'm in my studio. I borrowed this chair from my husband because my old chair broke, but I'm excited to get a new one when we get to the new space. I've got my printer down here as well as my label maker down there for when I actually send off physical things. I also have all of the items that I use to hold up my phone when I'm taking photos. This is like a little snake that you attach to the desk. This guy stands on its own, but you have to put a counterweight on it. And this little thing is actually fantastic. I saw it on Instagram. I saw this random ad for it and purchased it. I'm sure you've seen these a million times. But it's essentially a phone holder that has like a lot of different functions and it opens up pretty cool. It's also weighted and it can be sticky on the bottom. So it's really nice if you're a content creator on the go or you just need your hands free. It's pretty cool. Here on my desk, I upgraded to a Mac. So I get to have that on my desk. And I also have a second monitor because that's just how I roll. I need two monitors always. I switched to this mouse. I've had a mouse like this forever. I got this because my whole setup is kind of white. And when they finally came out with a white one, then I found I had to get it. I finally had to go to an external drive for my computer because I'm doing a lot more video now. So I need somewhere for that to live. Then up here is just a bunch of odds and ends, all my extra cords and SD cards. My word of day is right here. This one is Peripecia, a sudden or unexpected reversal of circumstances or situation, especially in a literary work. It's basically the twist in a novel. That's what it is. Hand cream. I have so many hand creams because I need my hands to look halfway decent when I do videos. I have a gift card. I've got some lip balm. What is that? Oh, this is like a little camera thing that I purchased because I was influenced on the internet. And then I've got all my pens and pencils here. So pens go in one cup. Absolute favorite pen is this guy right here. Everybody's got a favorite. Mine is a Precise V5. Love, love, love this pen. Pencils are back here. I'm a Blackwing girl. Then I've got my Bee Queen collection hooks. Like, how gorgeous are these hooks? Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these. So I got an entire set. They were gifted to me after I purchased like a small portion of them. I did get a set gifted to me and I keep them up here because they're just beautiful and they keep me inspired. And then I got my cute little plant, which I'm 99% sure is dead, but you know, she's still green, so I keep her up here. I also keep a few crystals up here. I love having citrine especially. So it says that citrine has a strong ability to soothe fear and anxiety, transmutes, dissipates, and grounds negative energy. And sometimes when I get down on myself in my workspace, maybe I'm not feeling inspired or I feel a bit like a fraud, because it happens. I just hold on to one of these, I say a little prayer, and I just hope that the feeling goes away. Here is my corner of the desk where I like to keep just the little things that keep me focused throughout the day. So I usually will have my coffee up here, or if I'm burning an incense, I'll have that in here. And then today I'm doing a candle. This one is Dream Girl from Forever Mood, which is Jackie Ina's candle company. My friend Vincent knows all about this, all about that obsession. It's kind of my thing. Oh, and this cute little sticker. It's Sunday Share from #YarnLove, which is running right now. You should check me out on Instagram so you can find out about my fun events that I like to run. So this is my desk. I have a nice long desk here that is separate from the desk that I keep my computer on. This is where I recorded just about every single video on my channel. I love having a nice big space here right in front of this window so I get a lot of natural light, but I have extra light that I put on this desk when I need it. Up here, you're gonna find the things that keep me organized, including my planner. I feel like every artist desk has a stack of papers, so I've taken to keeping them in a folder. And then this is the clipboard that I keep with me. You'll see I've got all of my notes for today's video that I just kind of jotted down here to keep myself on task. So I like to have those around. And then also the things that inspire me, which are more plants. I have no idea what this is, but I got it from IKEA and it was like this big when I bought it, and now it's this big. It's wild. And then I have this Pilea, which is the mama plant to this guy, but this one's doing incredibly well. She was struggling all winter, but as soon as that sun came out, she was like, girl, here I am, full glory right here. I love these plants. Like these two, they just perform so well and I like having them near me. It makes me feel good about myself. Another major part of my desk setup is this drawer system. I reach in here for a lot of my most used things. This top drawer is the most organized. So I have my scissor collection, which is actually a little intense. I probably need to purge these, but I do love embroidery scissors. Just a few of my many tape measures. I've got Sharpies and my friction pens here, which I use a lot when I design. More stitch markers are here, as well as my row counters and just some random buttons. I'm not sure. More pens, mechanical pencils, because I do love those too, and then just backup erasers are in this drawer. This drawer is more office supplies, post-its, paper clips, checks, hole punches. I've got my business card holder, more matches. This thing is supposed to help me organize my week, but I just use my planner now. Rigid rulers and a Slinky because, you know, just because. This drawer is a little bit more of my stationery situation. I do love a good sticker, so whenever I find them on sale, I just stock up. Got more stickers and just some one-off cards here. These really cute thank you labels that I'll use every now and then, and this adorable tape that I found from somebody on Etsy. I don't remember who it was, but I was obsessed the moment I saw it. I've got some Cricut supplies in here, which I don't ever use my Cricut, and then I have these Canon sheets back here from that camera that I bought from somebody who influenced me on Instagram that I've never opened. These are the junkiest of junk drawers. This is all my technology. So these are some different cameras that I've used over the years. This is the Canon 5D Mark IV. This one is, I think, the T6i. I mostly record with the T7i now. I've got a bunch of lenses in here, microphones that don't work very well, and just cords. So many cords. Like, I have a cord for everything. I don't know what most of these go to. So if there are any technology organizers out there, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm clearly bad at this. Moving on over, I have some wall art that I created. I'll put the link down in the description because I actually did a tutorial for this, and you can check it out. I made it for Good Housekeeping, which was a dream of mine. It was just the coolest thing, so you can check out that video. This is my corner of crap. This is kind of just where I dump things. I know what all this stuff is, but I don't use it on a daily basis, so it just lives here. Just pretend you didn't see that. Scooting out a little bit, this is my cat's perch. She likes to hang out in the window, but she's a little too chonky to hang out on the ledge, so I put a little towel here so she can take her naps and just chill. She's not here today because I'm moving around too much. She only likes when I'm still, so you probably will not see her in this video. Right here I have my wall of inspiration. This is right in front of my desk, so I like to have some things to look at aside from this giant space that's missing. This is my enamel pin collection. You're gonna see a lot of Shelly Can on there because I'm obsessed. Like, I cannot get enough of her. She's my favorite. And then just pins that I've collected over life. We Crochet has a lot of pins that I've got up here. I see some tiny curl happening, some green letter days up here too. I don't typically put pins on my clothing, but I will put them on my project bag, and my favorite place is just to have them up here, just looking cute. I absolutely adore this quote. It says, "Creativity is a wild mind and a disciplined eye," and I think that is so true. I love letting my creativity fly, but I use that discipline to write down those ideas and turn them into actual projects that I can share with you all. I keep a clock here because I'm obsessed with time. I have clocks all over my home, and I'm always looking at the clock on my phone. I just need to know what time it is, always. And then a couple couple other kind of inspirational art pieces. This one I actually made myself from a kit from the Crafters box, which is cool. This is what I really wanted to show y'all. This is a print that my friend had made for me and my friend group for Christmas. So this is supposed to be me. This is my best friend Crystal, my best friend Courtney, and my best friend Lisa. We are just little goofballs when we get together, and this photo, I'll show it here. We took this photo because my friends had came up to visit me here in Ohio, and they were about to head back to Detroit, and we were all kind of bummed to be leaving each other because we'd spent a really awesome weekend together. So we took this photo. It's kind of our favorite photo together, and my friend made it into an animation, and I'm like, how freaking cute are we? I feel like we need our own show. Like, truly, somebody hit me up for a show. I do keep my mannequin here. She is currently holding on to a recently finished project that will turn into a pattern one day. I don't know when exactly, one of these days, but it's Tunisian crochet. It uses mini skeins, and it's got all these cute little tassels on it. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this, and one day when my life slows down, I'll turn it into an actual pattern. Swinging to the left here, we have this other plant. I think this is a monstera, I'm not sure, but like, look how wild this plant has gotten. It's been hanging here forever, and it didn't grow for like an entire year, and then the spring came and it just exploded. So it's got a branch that's gone this way, and she's like begging for the sun, and then another branch that I tried to hold it up with like a hair clip, but that wasn't good enough. So now she's just kind of went nuts. It's like a roller coaster ride, but everybody tells me that she's healthy and to just leave it. I am going to repot this plant eventually and get some of those little viney things so they can have something to hold on to, but for now she is just a wild and crazy kid. So this area here is a space that not many people have seen. This is the closet in this room, and it has become the dumping ground for everything that does not have a space out here. You've seen a lot of stuff in this space so far, but would you believe that like an equal amount of stuff is in this closet right here? I'm like low-key embarrassed, but also very excited because I take great pride in cultivating my stash. So you're gonna see a lot of yarn, new stuff, and leftover stuff, everything that I use for my YouTube videos, as well as just other supplies, because on top of being a creative entrepreneur, I'm also just a person that needs somewhere to like store documents and memories from my life. So there's just kind of a little bit of everything in here. So let's get to it. We'll start at the top, which is just a mess of junk. I've got this orange thing that just holds all my official documents. This is full of greeting cards that I received over the years. When Shelly Can came out with her puzzles, I bought them both. I've tried this one. I did a terrible job and I didn't even open this one, but they're super cute. I want to make them eventually. More cards. This is a scrapbook that I've had for a really, really long time. I absolutely love it. I keep it here and I take it out every now and then to just kind of see how my life has progressed all the way up to, I think, college is when I stopped adding stuff to that. This bag is full of stuff that I've used for photo shoots, like different clothes and stuff that fit my models. So I hold on to certain pieces and the rest of it goes back to the store. So stuff that I use over and over again, like jeans or shoes or anything that can't be returned, stays in here. This shelf is honestly one of my favorites and it gets a lot of use. This is just more of my hand-dyed yarn that I keep. This is a photo album that I was meant to start at Christmas time and I didn't get around to it, but I'm gonna hold on to it because I'm gonna do it eventually. This one is a whole bunch of patterns that I sell when I go to different events. And then these are just more kind of paperwork, magazines, stuff that I've been in or things that I've bought over the years. And I dig through that when I need inspiration. Oh, and this is my bead and button collection that I shouldn't have because I never use them. More yarn. A lot of this is actually the yarn that I use for my YouTube videos. So like you've seen this yarn before, you've seen this very, very recently. You've seen this for sure. I love a good merino wool for tutorials because it's just so beautiful. Either merino wool or cotton. Both are great choices for demos. One shelf down, I have a lot of the yarn that is for upcoming projects. So this is all of my extra temperature blanket yarn from Green Letter Days here. This is actually the yarn that I got dyed by Jake from Ken Yarn for when my book came out. These are yarns for projects that are going to be coming out between now and Christmas. So I'm planning to work with Lion Brand Heartland, Basic Stitch. I've got some chain knit in here as well. So it's going to be a great fall. These are actually a lot of the backdrops that I use. So if you'll notice, I'm using like soft fuzzy blankets. Here I have a cut of fabric that's like white faux fur. I've got a little bit more kind of fuzzy faux fur over here. This one kind of looks a bit like knit. I never actually used it because I would need to iron it. I need to get rid of it. And then this one is like a linen. I've got one in here as well that's more like a suede. All of those are really great for backdrops. Nice and neutral. That's what you're looking for. My Cricut machine that I never ever use. I've got my blocking boards here. I bought 2 sets of these from We Crochet, and it's literally all I'll ever use. I love these blocking boards. So let's go to the other side of the closet. Here's the real disaster, y'all. Oh my God. Oh, every time I look at it, I get a little bit overwhelmed. A lot of this stuff is gonna need to go, but I've organized it as best as I could. Starting here at the top, you might recognize a lot of these projects. Like this is last year's temperature blanket. This project is from the book. This one's from the book. That is my adventurous scarf. I've got an Ada shawl in here. French press cardi, that one's mine. That's like me size. This is the previous year, so not last year, but the year before, temperature blanket. This one's also from the book. That is a project that I did with Hobie. That pattern is actually out now. You should check me out on Hobie. I've got some good stuff over there. This one is a Lamia wrap that I made out of this beautiful like alpaca blend. It feels so nice. It's so nice. Yeah, so these are a lot of samples that I've decided to keep. I do a destash every now and then, but these are the ones that I love that I'll never get rid of. And underneath that, I have this shelf that I tried to keep organized, but it just never happened for me. So this little thing was supposed to be organizing this yarn, but it doesn't really. I've got some yarn up here that I've purchased this yarn, this specific yarn, like 5 times. Never used it. I always destash it, but I told myself I'd use it this time, so I leave that yarn there. This was yarn for a stash busting project that I had planned. If you recall from a previous podcast episode, I kind of talked about this blanket idea that I had. That just never really happened, so I decided I'm gonna turn them into these African flowers, but we'll see if that'll actually happen. I'll probably change my mind again. I don't know, we'll see. Down here I have some yarn that was gifted to me. I still haven't used it, but I keep it all together because I'm like, these colors are just too good not to use one day, and it'll happen. This yarn was gifted to me by my mom. It's from Hugh Loco. When I saw it on her account, I was like, I need to have this, and my mom bought it for me for Christmas, so I keep that right here. This shelf, I just don't know. I don't know. Please don't ask because I don't know. Over here, I have all my current works in progress. So this is a granny stitch cardigan that I'm working on. This is the granny go round cardigan that I'm working on. This is just a random scrappy granny stitch blanket that I've got going. This is going to be another scrap project. I pulled a bunch of DK weight, kind of like lighter pastels from my stash. That'll become something one day. And then this is a mitered square project that I started when I was on vacation. Then I got it home and I hate it. So I'm going to rip that out. This is yarn from Hobie that I'll use one day. This is a whole bunch of baskets that I thought that I would keep for photo props, but like I've literally never used anything in this stack. They all need to go. This is the 9 cube cubby. I use it as a way to keep myself organized, but really a lot of the stuff in here just doesn't get used. This first cubby here is a project that I'm working on with a bunch of minis that I have from Ken Yarn. I think I need to make like 4 more of these and then sew it all together, and I just cannot get the motivation to do that. So they just sit here, they're blocked and gorgeous. I talked about them on my social media, but I just can't bring myself to do anything with them yet. This is a bunch of the yarn that Jake dyed for me from Ken Yarn. Down here is the basket for that granny square project that I showed you earlier. So when I make the grannies, I just dump them in here. And these are a bunch of the mini skeins that I pulled from my stash to actually make something with them. I went kind of on the lighter side this round so I can really mix up that project. And then I'm gonna rim everything with this. So this is Casual Fashion Queen. Absolute beautiful like bone color. Just, I love it. These are all of my bags. Yarn and project bags have become the item that I purchase as souvenirs when I go to events and trips. And then also if I just see a really cute one, like this one's brand new. This is the Gigi bag that she did with Madeline Tosh. And I love it because it's the snap bag and I'm obsessed with the snap bags, but there's also a zipper pouch in the front. If this is not like the perfect stash bag and I want it in every single size, like come on, do me right, Madeline Tosh, we need this. Up here I have this cotton blend yarn that I got from Joanne on like super duper insane sale a while back. It's not available anymore. It's just so pretty. And I got so much of it that I feel like I should do something with it. It'll probably become a spring blanket one day because I don't know what to do with tons of yarn except make blankets. And then this is the beautiful Corinne Cardi kit that I got from being an affiliate with Knit Collage for her spring make along. I'm supposed to be making this right now and my life is just insane. So one day, I'm holding on to it because one day I am gonna make it. And then down here is just a junk pile of yarn that is surrounded by more yarn and bags and crap. If you don't have a space like this in your studio, like, are you doing it right as an artist? I don't think so. I don't. But I really do love everything that's in here. Even though it looks like a total disaster, I can tell you every single piece that's in here, every piece that I've saved, every supply that I've held on to. It looks a mess and I hate showing other people, but this really is my comfort space in my room. And I can't forget about this little space here. This is the door into my studio, and there's just some junk that I put kind of behind the door because the door is always open. This is just a leftover computer screen that I haven't gotten rid of, as well as my old keyboard. These are all the backgrounds that I use. You're gonna recognize these from my videos and from a lot of my photos as well. They're all from replica surfaces. So I have one that looks like marble that I use a lot. I have one that looks like subway tile. This one is supposed to look like cement, and this one is like a warm weathered wood. So I'm showing you this whiteboard specifically for my friend Chantel from Knititude, who's been asking for years what I put on this whiteboard. This is what I use to keep myself organized in my business. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now. I got a whiteboard and just put this washi tape on it. This is like a plastic washi tape because I know paper can start to just stick too much. So I use a plastic washi tape here. I've got my upcoming events. I have a photo shoot scheduled for the 16th that I'm not ready for. I'm going to be doing the keynote for Our Maker Life this year. That's on the 23rd. Tickets are still available. I'll be teaching at the Pitt's Creative Arts Festival in August in Pittsburgh, and Crochet Academy, which is my beginner crochet course, starts on August 15th. That's completely free. I ran it for the first time last year. This year is going to be even better. So mark your calendars and join my email list so you can be part of Crochet Academy in August. So these are all my active projects, and you get a real sneak peek because this is like always under wraps, but I'm going to show it to you. Crochet Academy, all the projects are due on the 4th. So it starts on the 15th. I have to have everything into Lion Brand for the kits by the 4th, and the focus for Crochet Academy this time is my first wearable. So there's a cardigan, a vest, a sweater, and a poncho. None of them have check marks because none of them are done. So I'll get there. I do have a couple projects coming out with Lion Brand later this year. So I have a blanket that'll be coming out in November. It's going to be a corner to corner rectangle, probably Tunisian crochet, because I'm so excited about it. My December project is going to be this big fluffy faux fur hat and scarf. Can't wait. I've also got some projects with We Crochet. So I have a pillow coming out in August, a baby blanket in September, and a shawl in October. I've been showing some sneak peeks of this shawl that's coming out in October. It is gorgeous. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. And then I am working on a small commission project for a friend named Kia, or is she Kaya? I think she's Kaya actually. And she wanted me to make her a banner. So that's happening in July, but you won't see that because that's personal. Okay. And then I've got a couple photos to keep me inspired up here. This is actually me and my husband the year that we got engaged. We were 19, 20, I'm not sure, but we were in Chicago. Look at his cute little face. He didn't even have any facial hair, which is really weird to see. And I was blonde. Like, what the heck? We were just in a weird space fashion wise. We were so cute. Look at us. We're adorable. I have this South Carolina magnet that my cousin gave to me that I just keep up here. It doesn't do anything. And these are my nephews. Aren't they so cute? The little three kings. I have some blog post ideas and some video ideas. These are really old, but as those ideas come to me, sometimes I'll put them up here. And then I have the rights to several of my patterns that I submitted for subscription boxes or magazines, and these rights have reverted to me. So I kind of have my pick of the litter for projects that maybe you haven't seen before, but if I need to fill a space, I can grab one of these projects and restitch them and submit them for another company. So that, my friends, is my studio. I hope the tour was everything that you were hoping for. I am super bummed to leave this space. Like, as I just sit here and look around, I'm like, wow, I've been able to accomplish a lot here. I've made a lot of friends out of this room. I feel like I'm my complete and full self when I'm in here, but I know I can experience that same thing in a new space. So it's a little bittersweet to leave, but that's just because I've been here for a really long time. So I kind of have to rip the band-aid off and just let the move date come, pack up all this stuff, and just put a bow on this part of my craft life. Moving to this new space is going to be kind of a reinvention opportunity for me to decide what I want my business to look like moving forward, what kind of crafter I want to be in the future as well. And I get really excited thinking about that stuff because I feel like my best days are far, far ahead of me. But everything that I've been able to accomplish so far has been just a true blessing, very exciting. I feel almost unworthy of this really exciting life that I get to live. So I really make sure that I treasure here every single day. So now that I'm moving into this new space, I need a little bit of your help because I haven't reorganized or decorated a craft space in such a long time that I'm not 100% sure what I want this new space to look like. There are a couple things that I want to have in there, like a pegboard display. I really want to do a standing desk, and I do want to have like a cozy space for sitting, especially when I have guests, or maybe just a nice little corner for me to do my intros from. And don't you worry, you will be along for the entire ride. My plan is to make a video just like this as I start putting my room together. But until then, you can enjoy this space for a little bit longer. You might see 1 or 2 more videos shot in this space. By mid-July, I do expect that we'll have a new background. So we'll see what that's like. Thank you so much for watching this and every single video that's been on my channel. If you want to support my move, you can buy me a coffee. Pretty much all income made from my coffee this month and next month is gonna go towards getting my new space together. So your generosity is going to contribute directly to whatever my new studio looks like. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.